BrickYard Brewing, we've been open for 3 months now. The name for us comes from basically a street we live next to. In the local history, the brick road that went from Bothell to downtown Seattle, now commonly known as 522. We had our grand opening on October the 19th. It followed a couple of months of what would be a soft opening for us. We've been here for now 3 months now, but during that soft opening we were just able to get all the equipment running, the fermentation process, so we could have a great product on that night.
Give us some time to work out the kinks, get enough production, so we had the beer in stock to accommodate everybody that showed up.
Besides that, we had a lot of local neighbors. There's a lot of people who live in the immediate neighborhood that have been coming and visiting us on a regular basis. They bring us wings, perhaps, even if we're working hard, but they all came.
Of course, friends and family there to support us as well.
Yeah. The process for us on making the beer, it all starts with the water. We have a filtration system. It's installed, and it fills in our what you could see behind me is going to be our hot liquor tank, and we'll fill it up with water, heat it up to 170 degrees, and then pour it into our mash tun, where we put in all the grains that we've ground up.
Beer generally stays in the mash tun. It's not beer at that point, it's actually considered wort. It stays in the mash tun for about 1 hour. We then put it into the boil kettle. It begins to boil, where we add hops and other ingredients to give it the flavor and aroma.
So after it gets done boiling for that hour, then we pump it off into our 3-barrel fermenter. We're a nano brewery, so we don't have a huge fermenter, but it's 3 barrels, and we then pitch in the yeast, make sure we oxygenate it properly, and let it do its work.
So temperature is very important, and throughout the entire process, keeping it warm enough, keeping it cool enough. It's always a challenge to keep that temperature at the right area. Once the beer ferments, we transfer it to a secondary vessel where it stays for about another week. We add dry hops if it's the style of beer that would use dry hops, and then we put it into kegs where it generally sit for another week to 4 weeks before it's ready to serve. Without a doubt, the most popular has been the oatmeal stout. We blended ice cream with it, Snoqualmie Gourmet Ice Cream, which is a local creamery here in Woodinville, Maltby area. They blend the stout beer with their ice cream, and we serve it as a milkshake, or what we call the real beer float, which is like a root beer float, but we put the ice cream in the beer instead, and it's quite tasty. I don't know, would you agree with that?
Yeah.
It's by far been the most popular.
Yeah, there are people that come in, and of course they say, first off, well, I don't think ice cream and beer should go together, but then they try it, and they usually change their opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very few people have came in where they said, I won't like this beer and ice cream, and 90% of the time they do end up leaving going, wow, that's a unique flavor, and it's very good.
That's true.
It actually is good. It's very good.